morning everyone, Carol here at Oak House Journals. So once again, Junk Journal January 2024 is on the cards today, and here I've got my little journal and I'm lifting out the pages the page that I need to work on today. So it's a double page, but I want to make a journal spread out of the left hand page, which is for today's prompt, which is nature, and also the right hand page, which you've seen me create already, and that was prompt number 18 for borders. So I cover both the pages with this beautiful handmade paper, which is impregnated with petals and grasses. So here, just going in with my glue stick to add some glue to the left hand page, laying down my piece of handmade paper, and I do exactly the same with the other page, and butting the two pieces of handmade paper up together at the center, and that join won't be seen because that will be where I stitch that signature into my journal. So I'm hoping that it looks seamless there. Here, just trimming away the excess, and here I've got a couple of pieces of packaging, just acetate packaging. It's fairly lightweight, and I've got a piece of embossed wallpaper here, and I'm just having a look to see how much of that pattern I can get onto one of the pieces of acetate. This is another piece of the wallpaper but without a pattern on, and I've just put it together with the front portion and reversed it so that I can get a mirror image for the piece of wallpaper that's going to go on my other piece of acetate. So there we go. So when the two pieces of acetate are together, it should look like that. So I've just added some glue to the patterned portion, and I'm gluing that to what will be the front of my little tag or flip up, adding some glue on the reverse, just putting my two pieces of acetate together so that I can make sure that I get as perfect a match with these two pieces of wallpaper. Just adjusting them and trimming away the excess. So here I've got a dried hydrangea head which came out of my garden, and I actually used it for my Christmas decorations this year. So beautiful, I didn't want to throw it away, so I've kept it, and it was perfect for today's prompt and a perfect match for that handmade paper. So all I'm doing here is trimming away the little florets and just arranging them onto the back piece of acetate. So here I've created my design, and I've put the top piece of acetate in place, held it together with those paper clips at the top, and I'm just sliding in a few of the last pieces of hydrangea flowers, dried hydrangeas. And here I've just put paper clips all the way around my tag, just to hold the two pieces of acetate perfectly aligned together, and those loose hydrangea heads in place between the two pieces of acetate. So here I've just got a scrap of fabric which I'm frantically trying to tear to create a fabric hinge at the top. Now this is slightly off-white, which matches the wallpaper, embossed wallpaper that I've used at the bottom. So there's my fabric hinge, and just stitched it all the way round on my sewing machine, just taking away the paper clips as I come close to them and want to run my sewing head over that portion of the tag. So here I'm just having a look at my page to determine where I want to have this flip up. I've gone all the way round the page as well with some machine stitching. So usual trick, just burnishing the stitches on the reverse with my bone folder, positioning my fabric hinge on the page where I want it, adding a dab of glue just to hold it in place before I take it to my sewing machine and run it a couple of lines of messy stitching on the machine, which is what I've done here, trimming away my loose threads. And there you go, burnishing again. So I decide that I want to add a little bit of embellishment to that bottom left hand corner of what is now a flip up. So I'm gluing in a piece of washi tape here. Got a faux stamp, it's a sticker, but I'm adding glue just to make sure that it's going to stay in place. Liking how it looks, but decide I want some washi tape over the top. So there we go. And I decide I want a little piece of washi tape on my hinge as well. This is a piece of decorative paper tape that I bought on a roll. The sticker isn't permanently adhered in place with that glue, so I've got wriggle room to be able to get this little decorative paper tape in place. So I'm adding some glue here, just gluing it under that sticker, gluing it in place. I've trimmed away the excess, but I've got a couple of tiny little portions of that paper tape left over, so I just think, well, I'll pop those on underneath that faux stamp or sticker stamp at the top, and that's what I've done. And this is my little journaling card that I decide looks gorgeous underneath. It was a gift from, you've guessed it, my lovely friend Jeff. It's some of his lovely wallpapers. And I'm making here a little vellum pocket for me to hold it in place. So I've just ripped it with my tearing ruler. I'm just adjusting, seeing what it looks like. Dab of glue just to hold it in place before I take it to my sewing machine and stitch round the pocket to hold it in place. So there we go, that's my little pocket to hold my journaling card. Just adjusting it there. Decided I don't like that little butterfly that I popped on the corner there, so I'm getting rid of that. So here I'm trying out something that I saw Louisa Heinzel do on her channel a while back. I am going to stick some more of the hydrangea heads onto that bottom left hand corner of my page and onto the pocket. Now I'm using one of the Ranger Distress Embossing Dabber. It's a clear embossing ink, but I was finding that it was shattering these hydrangea heads because it was so they were so delicate. So I brought in the Ranger embossing ink pad, and I found a mixture of the two was working quite well for getting the embossing ink onto the reverse of the hydrangea heads. As you can see, some of them shattered, and I was down to fiddling with loose petals. In that purple tray I've got some of the Ranger sticky embossing powder, so I'm using my tweezers to put the little hydrangea heads or leaves into that powder. Then I'm arranging them onto my page. I think this technique would work really well with bigger leaves, as Louisa did, or with bigger hydrangea heads, which she definitely used when I saw her do this technique in her video. These were a little bit small and delicate. So here I've just got some brown paper that I've put over the top of my hydrangea heads, and I've just used a little travel iron there to apply some dry heat to adhere them to the page. And here I've just got a Tim Holtz label that I've added some glue to, and I've put a nest of cream coloured sewing thread, same colour as I stitched all the items on this page, so I'm putting a nest behind that label. Here I'm looking at some of my Moocraft washi stickers and deciding that I don't need anything on that journaling card because it's just perfect as it is, but I do want to embellish the bottom right hand corner of the pocket and also the fabric hinge at the top. So that's what I've done. So there we go, everybody. That's my page for today. I really, really love doing this page. It was just a joy to do. Love the colours, loved Jeff's journaling card, loved playing with the dried hydrangeas out of my garden, and at least they didn't go to waste, and I will be using them in other projects. And as you can see, I'm just embellishing that blank embossed wallpaper at the top for a bit more interest up there with a few more numbers. So here are a few close-up pictures for you to see what I've been doing today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, everybody. Until then, take care. Bye bye now.